fifth and final issue. Booked calls don't mean anything. Unqualified calls become liabilities. Now time to turn off that and then the pool. This is my backyard, by the way. Pretty cool. I never actually come out here though. I'm like mainly in my office the whole time. Go like this. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about the 5 things that almost killed my agency, and these things do not repeat. So, as time goes on, I'm going to be talking to you guys, and we're going to be kind of going through this whole thing. Now, I'm not going to do the usual sit-down video like how I do, because I know that kind of gets boring. So, we have a ton of tasks to take care of. So we gotta take care of those. We're gonna be going a couple places, coming back, and then I'm gonna be showcasing to you guys everything. And yeah, so first place we gotta head to is, I have to head to DHL because I got shoes, but they're the wrong size, unfortunately. So we gotta go ahead, take this bag, drop it off, and then from there we pop into Golden Goose, try on the shoes, because this is the second time I ordered it and the size was just off again. So, yeah, I'll pick you guys up when I'm in the car. Mistake number 1 that I did that almost costed me my whole agency was to do with a verified business account. Now, for a lot of you out there who just start your agency, I'm not sure you're gonna know what this is. When you are running Facebook ads for the first time, or when you create a Facebook account for the first time, there's a couple things that you're gonna come across dealing with Facebook. That was a big risk. Problem is that you're gonna have to spend over $2,500 just to prove to Facebook that your business account is a verified business account. Now, of course, as somebody who, whenever I ran my agency, I didn't have a ton of capital to actually get up and running, that was a big risk. And what I did was, in the beginning, I spent over $1,000, and unfortunately, my ad account got completely banned. And my Facebook business account, my first one, got also banned as well. The issue that came with that in specific was, if I took on any clients, I basically couldn't tell them to, add me to their account. I would have to use my personal one, which didn't look professional. And then also, in addition to that, I didn't have a Facebook account. How can I not have a Facebook account, but say I'm an agency that runs paid ads via Facebook and Google, right? It didn't make sense. So, one way you can avoid that whole issue, and honestly, issues with Facebook are really stressful, and the chance of you actually getting help is extremely low, because people who get help are the people who have over $1 million in ad spend. The best thing you can do for yourself is purchase a verified business page from Facebook. Now, when you purchase a verified business page from Facebook, it's going to cost you somewhere around like $100. And then from there as well, you can buy Facebook ad accounts. Now, I went ahead and purchased 5 Facebook ad accounts as well in addition to that. Now, the good part about this is that these are all verified, and the ad accounts are already warmed up and verified as well. Meaning, you do not have to spend the $2,500 to actually get the results that you should be getting. Now, they have this threshold of $2,500 to basically prove you're a real person and go through the whole lines to kind of catch you until then. But once you pass that threshold, then you actually start seeing results of a cost per lead or a cost per qualified lead of $30, $40, whatever it is, compared to the actual what they do to you in the beginning, which is somewhere around $500 per lead on just a simple marketing offer. So, number 1, the mistake that costed me almost my whole agency was not purchasing a verified Facebook account and not purchasing a verified ad account. Those are the things that almost cost me my entire agency, because those are honestly the things that cost the most. So I even still use those accounts nowadays, and the chance of them actually getting taken down or banned or whatever it is extremely difficult, and that's why I absolutely love those accounts. What happens too is, for you guys out there who are watching this and you have a client who, let's say their ad account got banned, restricted, shut down, whatever it is, definitely go ahead and purchase those ad accounts, because it can really help out. And also, in addition, it only costs $100. So that is the first mistake, and I'll tell you guys more about the second mistake whenever we get to the second location. Alright, so just dropped off the package. Going to go and try on some Golden Goose shoes to make sure that I don't fuck up the size again after the 3rd time. Now, the second mistake that you need to avoid that almost costed me my entire agency was, you do not need thousands of subscriptions for softwares that you can find for free. Now, what do I mean by that? A lot of people, when they start off their agency journey, they don't know that they need to warm up all their email accounts to make sure that it actually lands inside the inbox when they send the email to a client, rather than landing inside of the spam folder. Now, with that, that's where a lot of companies get you. A lot of the time, these people who are brand new into the agency game don't know that there's a lot of softwares out there that do it entirely for free, or you can even do it yourself. I've used Snob.io, I've used Apollo, I've used Instantly, I've used Go High Level. I've used every single one of them. And to be completely honest, all of them are overpriced bullshit. You can do the same exact thing on all these softwares that you can do, not to the insane extent of, sending out LinkedIn requests automatically and sending out, multiple campaigns day after day. All you need to do is just do it manually. You can do the same thing with something called Mail Merge. I'm going to pop it up on screen right here. And what Mail Merge is it's on business accounts. You can just send out bulk campaigns to tons of people and also have custom integrations and custom variables inside there. So you can put at first name, at last name, at company name, and it makes your life 10 times easier. That is a completely free option that you get with your business account that you don't need to then purchase externally. $18.49 a month Google business account. From there, you can have as many emails as you want, and you can have a free email campaign structure that you can send out for your email outreach. Basically meaning you're saving at minimum every single month $50 on email outreach. So that does definitely go a long way. And I promise to you guys, all these softwares that are out there are made for people who are just beginning. Most of the people who are at my level in the agency space and SaaS and all that type of stuff, we don't even use that many softwares. Now, a lot of these new beginners who are in the agency space, you guys tend to use 10 to 15. I don't know why, but you guys think by having more softwares, it's going to get you guys more clients. But honestly, it never happens. I think the one thing that you guys just need to focus on is staying away from subscriptions. If you know you're going to use a software for a long time, like Google Business Manager, go ahead and get the year plan. You're going to save a significant amount of money. That is the second mistake that you guys need to avoid. Do not go ahead and just start buying all these subscriptions and doing all these things so that you can go ahead and have another scraping software or all these things. When I just started out, I did everything entirely for free. I cut costs like honestly nobody I ever knew. Your main goal when you're starting out, cut costs, be responsible, and with that, results will come. Results aren't going to come instantaneously. It'll take a little bit of time, and sometimes it may take over a year for the results to come through, or maybe even 2 years. But if you stay consistent, work hard every single day, and I promise you, stay away from those bullshit subscriptions for those software companies that just aren't even worth it, then you'll succeed. Now, yes, granted, you do need software companies. I think the one software that you should invest in, maybe one software company that has everything under the sun. Because when it comes down to these software companies, it's not really about which one does the best, it's more about your output. So if you're able to write good emails and if you're able to do everything the way it's supposed to be written and how well it's supposed to be, then I promise you the results will come, and they will come in very well. And with that being said, once I come back and I get home, I'm going to be talking to you guys about the third mistake that almost ruined my whole agency. Alright, so as you can see, my desk is an absolute mess right now. It is a complete disaster because I have my journal here, I have my notepads here, I got sticky notes all over the place, I have water, coffee, all that stuff. But moving on, the third thing that almost killed my agency was hiring earlier than I needed to. Now, a lot of people, when they start their agency journey or they start their business journey, they want to just hire employees just to hire them. But I'll tell you this right now for a fact, that is the wrong option and the wrong thing to do. This one honestly nearly broke me because I had all these people working for me and I was supposed to pay them, but I wasn't even getting paid in general from my agency itself. So I was kind of just wasting money for no reason. And what I thought was more people, more revenue, more clients, more business, but that was actually completely false, because most of the time, whenever you're hiring people who are sales associates, meaning they're closers or they're appointment setters, very rarely will you actually find good ones. Most of the time, whenever you find these people, they're going to be people who haven't had any experience or minimal experience in the space, meaning they're just going to be wasting your time, and you're better off doing it alone by yourself and having to deal with that headache of, losing some sleep. What happened was, when I brought these closers on and when I brought these sales associates on, The issue was that my closing rate went from around 70% at the time to well below 50%. And it was honestly hurting the business very massively because, yes, I had these sales associates who were booking appointments, but then at the same time, when I had these closers going in and trying to close the deals, they weren't getting anything. So I had a lot better chance of me just doing it alone. They butchered calls, fumbled objections, and relied on pressure instead of persuasion. Granted, during that time also, I didn't have a no-brainer offer in a sense where it was like, hey, I get you X amount of clients, and if not, then I send you $5,000 plus the full refund of everything on top. Don't hire salespeople to fix a broken offer. Craft something irresistible first that you know can sell, and then hire on. Hiring too early is one of the worst things that you can do for yourself, I promise you. By you hiring 10 to 15 people, nobody cares about that. Yeah, they may care about it for the first 10 seconds you tell them, but afterwards it doesn't matter. Right now, I'm kind of in the position where I've hired so many people and I've fired so many people, I kind of know exactly what I like. Now there are different types of people who I know. I have friends, for example, who like having a massive team and everybody does their one specific task. But what I like is I like having a universal associate. Now, what does that mean, a universal associate? A universal associate means it's somebody who can do the job of multiple people. Now, for example, I have a friend of mine who he likes having 5 employees and paying them $3,000 each, equaling out to $15,000 because they're able to kind of do everything on their own. And honestly, that's not me. I prefer having one associate and I'd rather pay that one associate $15,000 a month, but I can rely on them and I can trust them because that one associate I know will do the work and they're able to work as hard as I am. That's just me personally, and I think that if you're hiring closers or hiring associates too early, it's going to really harm you. If you're hiring appointment setters and closers on a percentage base, yes, it's not going to affect you as much, but the issue is that you're going to be having to take a lot of time away from work to help them out in certain situations. I promise you, even if you're just sending them leads, it's going to take a lot of time away from you actually doing work. So I promise you, do not hire closers, do not hire associates, do not hire anybody until you have an actual system built in place with SOPs and everything completely automated to the sense where you can step back for a little bit and have them handle it on their own. So that is number 3, and number 4 is coming up. But
now we come to the 5th and final issue. Now, the 4th one. So you heard number 1, which is getting a verified business account, making sure that you don't have to spend that $2,500. You can go ahead and spend a couple hundred and you can get incredible results. The second one that you heard, not wasting thousands of dollars on software subscriptions that you don't need, that you can do everything completely for free. And if you guys want to know certain ways on how to do things, so sending out emails or sending out automations or having all these things in place, feel free to paste in the comment below. I'll be more than happy to tell you guys exactly how to do it completely for free, or find you the most affordable option to take care of it. I'm here to help. Number 3 was hiring closers and hiring associates too early. Number 4 is delegating ads before building a proper system. I don't know if you guys can hear the helicopter or the crickets around them, but I'm sure you guys can. Delegating ads first before building a bulletproof system is the worst thing you can do. And it's something that'll make you pay the price. Now, listen, I see it time and time again. I vetted these media buyers, and then I handed over the account to them to make sure that they can be able to scale. But the issue is, I thought they were scaling, but the issue was they weren't, because I didn't have tight SOPs. They launched a bunch of junk to the wrong audiences with broken links and used zero testing logic. So what that left me with is client refunded, client upset, burned reputation, and upset at the media buyer, but he didn't care. He's across the world and he still made his money. So why does he care? I mean, it was so crazy to the point where in 4 hours I made $15,000, and then the next month I was down $10,000 because the clients refunded. I had employee fees. Now that I have very aggressive, very tight SOPs, launching checklists, psychologically pre-built funnels to trigger people in different ways, whether it's emotional and all these things, it goes to the whole 9 yards. I'm not going to explain it all. And non-negotiables for each campaign. It makes my life 10 times easier. And I think that's something that you guys should definitely do, because the issue is that you can't delegate chaos. You have to deal with it head on. Build the machine and then let somebody drive it. That's the best thing I can tell you. Because the issue is you're trying to let somebody drive this machine when it's not even built yet. And not only is that going to cause you millions of problems, but you're never going to grow your company. Promise you. Now we come to the 5th and final issue. Now, number 5 is a simple one, but it's one that people don't really understand. Now, here's the issue. When you start your agency journey, at first, I celebrated every single time I got a book call like it was cash collected. Now, of course, it wasn't, but I was so excited about the fact that I was booking appointments, I let everybody through. Broke clients, unqualified clients, just curious prospects, and freebie seekers. What followed was no-shows, chargebacks, wasted time, burned reputation, and bad reviews. So then I sat down myself and I was like, why am I doing all this? I'm wasting 6 hours a day on meetings with clients thinking that I'm the shit when I'm not. But then also at the same time, I'm not even closing any clients. So what's the point in all these meetings when I could just build a bulletproof system and grow like that? What you have to do is, when you start your agency journey, okay, I know it's gonna be tempting to go ahead and run ads, and I know it's gonna be very tempting to do all these things all together, and like, but 99% of the agencies out there who get booked appointments, they're not even qualified prospects. I mean, look at myself. Whenever I just started out over 2 years ago, I literally had 6 to 7 booked appointments every single day. I know it was $5 cost per lead, but that was just lead. That wasn't a qualified lead. And the issue was that I was just letting everybody through just because I wanted to have, number one, not only the experience in closing calls, which was good, which it helped me out in, but also at the same time, I just did it because it was like a confidence thing. It helped me boost my confidence. Now, should you guys do that? If it helps grow your confidence, if it helps you become more motivated, be my guest. I've seen people literally go ahead and have fake accounts and book an appointment for their own agency, like themselves, and just look at their calendar and be proud of it, and that motivated them to do even better. So I guess my point is, don't settle for booked calls. Booked calls don't mean anything, okay? Because the issue is that these booked calls, when you're talking to these prospects, unqualified calls become liabilities, okay? You're gonna be chasing after them for months upon months, even years, and they're not gonna move forward. And you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna just waste your time. Every single day, they're just gonna waste your time, waste your time, waste your time, waste your time. And then after months of you reaching out, they'll say, hey, they're interested. And you kept on pitching them on this $3,000 a month marketing plan, but now they have an advantage on you. And that advantage is that, well, you're desperate for them. They don't need you, you need them because you kept on reaching out to them. Basically meaning that your $3,000 a month service is not gonna get docked down. They're not gonna pay $3,000 a month. They're gonna reach out to you and say, hey, I have $250 a month. What can you do about it? You know, whenever I just started out too, when those prospects came to me, what do you think I did? I did everything I could to get them. My service was $3,000. Fuck it. I'm gonna do it for $200. Take it or leave it. Boom, they take it. I'm gonna do it for $250. Why? I didn't have any MRR coming in and I needed that. So I went ahead and did it. Was it the right move? Was it the wrong move? Well, honestly, some were right, some were wrong. And the issue is that people don't understand that. Like, for example, now, when a prospect books a call with my agency, the extent they have to go through is so wild that I know I have an 85 to 90% chance of closing this client. That's how much they have to go through. Every lead, when they see an ad, goes through a point-based system. Now, granted, right now, I'm not running any ads because I'm trying to test out some email marketing strategy, and I'm making a YouTube video on it, basically showcasing how you can go the free version, which is email marketing, and then there's also the paid version, which is paid ads, right? Paid ads is paid to win. That's just how you should think about it. Those of you who play video games, paid to win is like you getting those unlocks in certain things that give you a competitive advantage over everybody else that you just win. With paid ads, you're always just gonna win. If you have a good media buyer, you're just gonna win, okay? It's a paid to win, okay? With email marketing, you have to be good. And with email marketing, that's what builds knowledge, and that's what builds a good founder. Now, listen, stop glorifying booked appointments. Basically right now, when a client books an appointment with my agency, and let's say since I'm not running paid ads, the email marketing side of it, they have to go through 3 very daunting and long steps to actually get to my calendar, okay? First thing is they go through a type form which qualifies them, right? It's on a point-based system and it asks a significant amount of questions, but it gets straight to the point. Because the issue is, most of the time when people are running an agency, somebody books an appointment for their agency, but they have no fucking clue who the person is or what they're about. They don't even know their website, they just know their name, last name, email, phone number, because that's what Calendly has as like a generic thing, or even Google Meets, okay? Ask questions. If you don't ask these questions, then you're nervous and you're scared because you don't want to lose a client. Most of the time people think, oh, just tell them to book an appointment, tell them to book an appointment, which is great and all. But I think it's more important for you to value your time. What you should do, ask questions. I have them go through a 26 question type form survey, and literally every single one of them are ready to move forward. Yeah, I lose 60% in the process, but at the end of the day, after I lose that 60%, I have saved questions. So basically when they're filling out a form, after a certain extent, it saves kind of their progress. So I can just go ahead and look back at that and see how much they're willing to spend, reach out to them via phone call or by email, and send them a new offer. And it makes my life 10 times easier. I have systems, automations, everything in place. So if I have 2,000 people filling out my type form, I will know how much all 2,000 of those people are willing to invest. And then I can just go and throw an offer at them, because I don't have like a package deal. I don't have like a offer for my agency in a sense. I kind of just work with whatever I have, because I just don't want to leave money on the table. Most of the time I see these agency owners and their head sits up so high when they're not there yet. And that's what upsets me. They say, I'm not taking any client under 2,000, I'm not doing this, that, but you know, if a client comes to me and says, hey, I have 2,500 bucks, great, we'll put that as a payment and then we'll go on performance. We'll see what we can do about it. Take every opportunity, okay? Even if a client is unqualified, see what you can do for them. When I was starting off my journey, I had unqualified people all day, every day, like I said. What I did is I had friends in the agency space, and I was also in school communities as well, and I'm actually creating a WAP community for you guys as well, where you guys can have free GHL snapshot, you can have my funnels, my templates, everything that actually worked with actual proof clients, everything like that, directly inside there. And then from there will be other agency owners, okay? If somebody is looking for a closer, go ahead and refer your friend. Get the bonus, get the $1,000 bonus, get the $500 bonus. You can't take on a client because they're not in your niche, or you just know you can't help them out, or you tried helping them out and it just didn't work out. Refer them to somebody else. Take 10% of how much they're charging them. Make money like that. That's also how I made a significant amount of money, because there were a lot of clients that I wasn't able to help out because honestly, I wasn't too confident in myself at the beginning. I just referred them to everybody, and then from there, $1,000. I sat in a meeting with the client, collected all the information I needed, sent it over to my friend who knows a shit ton of agency owners, or send it in the school community saying, hey, I have this person who's interested, or send it over to other friends. And from there, got responses, people were interested, done, closed it, done, I got a paycheck. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, most of you guys who are watching this aren't dumb. You guys are very educated, it's just you're misinformed. Take these 5 things as you will. These are very, very important things, and I promise you guys, avoid these 5 things. I can almost guarantee you that in the first month of you running an agency, you will be very profitable. Okay, these are the mistakes that every single person goes through when they're running an agency. Okay, I'm telling you that because I've spoken to so many agency owners and I have so many friends in the agency game, and they all fuck up on these things. Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and jump back into work. It is currently 9 o'clock at night, and actually I recorded like 4 or 5 creatives over here. Now time to turn off that and then the pool. This is my backyard, by the way. Pretty cool. I never actually come out here though. I'm like mainly in my office the whole time.